Good morning, everyone. Gene Daddy here again. Today I would like to talk about that wonderful couple in St. Louis, Missouri, that came out to defend their property against an invading force of Marxists. And the level of Marxism did not just end there, which I will get into later. As it was shown in plenty of viral videos, there was a march by, I suppose, Black Lives Matter. You know, bacon, lettuce, and mayonnaise, whatever their name is. And there were signs on this couple's property, clearly marked private property, no trespassing, private street, private everything. And the crowd decided that they were going to be nebulous of these signs, that they were just going to ignore these signs and barge through these people's property and march through regardless, without any consideration of the privacy of these individuals. So as we have seen in the videos, the couples came out armed. The husband came out with his AR-15 or M16, whatever it looked like. And the wife had a small handgun, a Walther PPK or whatever the gun was that was in her hand. And the husband proclaimed loudly to get off the property. That he mentioned that it was private property and essentially told them to leave. So, of course, the lamestream media had a field day with it. And, you know, of course, they called them, the first thing they did was that they wanted to label them as white racists, of course, you know, no big surprise there. And because, as I have said previously, because they have the leverage, because they have the advantage of being an ocean of media, a complete weather system of media, they could spin the narrative as they wish. Washington Post, New York Times, all of these other lamestream media outlets, they proclaim them to be white racists because they have the advantage to be able to do so. So what happened in the aftermath? What happened in the aftermath is that the governor of the state of Missouri, who is a Republican from what I understand, did not defend these people, did not send the state police to defend them. I don't have the name of the governor at this time, but essentially he remained silent. He did not defend these homeowners, these property owners, these American citizens, these people that have the right to the Second Amendment, and to make matters even worse, the Attorney General of the state, a black female whose name, unfortunately, I apologize for not doing my homework and due diligence. I was just trying to get this video out as quickly as possible. I should know the name of the governor, and I should know the name of the Attorney General. So I am apologizing for not having that information, but it should not be hard to look up. So the Attorney General would like to make an investigation of these people, this couple, these homeowners who's been living in this home for apparently it is 30 years. They have taken this property, they have renovated it from the ground up, and have improved it over a 3-decade period. It is their property regardless of what they've done to it. They are American citizens. They own the property. It is their property. They can defend it as they see fit. So what the controversy is that when the couple came out, is that apparently they did not have their guns in the proper posture. The barrels were not facing the ground. The woman came out and she was like this with the handgun that she had at the crowd, which is apparently a no-no. And the husband, who had his AR, had it at a parallel angle as opposed to being face down as he faced the crowd. Now, both of the people in this, the couple, are both lawyers from what I understand. So hopefully they have the legal wherewithal and the knowledge to be able to fight whatever investigation may be coming their way. But now, what does this have to do with Marxism, you ask? Thank you for asking. So what it has to do with, as we have seen with Mao as a prime example, and the Russians, under Marxism, there is no such thing as private property. Everything belongs to the people. So, how does it relate to this couple in Missouri, in St. Louis? Well, here you have a couple who is defending their property. The Attorney General is going after them for defending their property. So, not only are they going to try and vilify them for defense, you are not allowed to defend yourself against the mob. What would, if that were to go through, worst case scenario, if that were to go through, then that opens up private citizens to the whims of the mob. And as we saw when Mao Zedong took over with his communist revolution, with his cultural warfare, his cultural revolution in China, one of, if not the first thing that he did was take property away from private owners. Farms and so forth and other forms of property were taken away from private owners and redistributed. So it is not just money that these socialist, Marxist, communists want to redistribute. Obviously, they want to take people's money and give it, they want to take money that has been worked for and taken from people who have worked for it and give it to bums. The same thing with property. What they're going to do is to chip away. You cannot defend this property. Then eventually it's going to get to the point where, no, you do not own this property. This property does not belong to you. This property belongs to the people. Watch it. I'm telling you, it's coming. So these are the steps that they're going to take to implement their socialist, communist, Marxist warfare against the United States, against the people of the United States. So this is going to be a case to be watched. Okay, of course, again, them being white, you know, is another reason for just open season. Okay, I would love to see a situation where a black couple or a black neighborhood or black residents did the same exact thing, where they were defending their property with arms. I would love to see that. If anybody has any idea of any examples of this, this would be great to be shown and demonstrated to the general public in terms of what is the comparison, what is the result, what is the outcome of what happens when that happens. Because we already know that there is a warfare being waged against white people in this country. Okay, let us not be ignorant of that fact. So if you want to throw out the mantra of injustice anywhere is a threat to justice, justice everywhere, well, guess what? Whether you like it or not, it applies to white people as well. So that is the situation there. That is my 2 cents. Keep an eye on this situation, because the Marxists are using every avenue that they can to erode the rights of the American people, to erode the Constitution, to kill the Constitution, to kill your right to defend yourself. I have said that in previous videos, which is why I am not particularly a fan of the police, because the police would be the ones enforcing this. They would be the Goonies that the government would send, as well as Antifa and BLM. Who knows who they would employ in this, because with their defunding and getting rid of the police, I'm sure that they would replace the police as we know them with their own goon squads to come out and enforce their Marxist tyranny. So that is my 2 cents. Keep an eye on this. Fight amongst yourselves in the mosh pit comment section. Yes, I'm talking to you, Nathaniel E. Dread. You rule the mosh pit. Yes. So fight amongst yourselves in the mosh pit comment section. Like and subscribe and share. I'm Gene Daddy, and I am out.